Good morning, Year 3, and welcome to Week 2 online spelling learning from home. I hope you have been enjoying learning from home. I know we all wish that we were back in the classroom, but hopefully we only have these last few weeks and then we can all return and have a bit of normality again. Okay, so this week, Year 3, our learning intention is to use visual memory to spell irregular words. And our success criteria is that you can use and spell words ending in the suffix less. Now, for us to do our spelling this week, we are following our SMART spelling process, which focuses on us saying the word first. Then we're going to give it the word a meaning. And we're also going to include a sentence this week so that you can see the word in context. We will then analyze the word. We're going to look at the sounds that we can hear and the letters that make those sounds. So that's looking at our digraphs, our trigraphs, and our graphs. We're then going to look at the different parts of the word that we may need to remember. Now, for that part, that is very specific to you. Okay, so I give an example of a part that maybe you need to remember, but the part that maybe there's other parts that you need to remember too. And then you are going to have a turn at teaching it to either yourself or your family member or a friend or an older sibling, anyone who is close by, or perhaps if mum and dad or other people in your house are busy at the moment, when you do come to the teach it to me part, you can just write the word down. And then once you have finished our little video clip and you've gone through the lesson, when the words appear at the end of the PowerPoint, then you can double check to make sure that you spelt them correctly. All right, let's get started. Okay, the first word we are going to be looking at is part of the red word group, and it is the word careless. Can you please say the word careless out loud so that you know you are pronouncing it correctly? Careless. Okay, what does it mean? So careless means not giving sufficient attention or thought to avoiding harm or errors. And the sentence that I have used to put the word careless into is, she had been careless and had left the door unlocked. So careless in this instance means when someone, perhaps they forget to do something because they're not really thinking about the consequence or the error or the harm that could occur as a result of a circumstance. So that's just being a bit careless. And obviously if we leave our front door unlocked to our house, that is very careless because that is how someone could intrude into our home. All right, the sounds and letters that we can hear in the word careless. At the beginning, we can hear the k sound. And we can see that the k sound is being made with the letter C. Now we know that there are other letters in the alphabet that also make the k sound. However, in this word, it is the letter C. As we move to the middle of the word, we have k, air. Now we can hear that air sound. And generally, we know that when we spell the word air, as in the air in which we breathe, it is the A-I-R sound, or the A-R-I letters. However, in the word careless, it's actually the trigraph A-R-E. I wonder if anyone can remember or wants to have a think about what I mean when I say trigraph. If a graph is one letter that makes one sound, and a digraph is two letters that make one sound, I wonder what a trigraph is. Yes, if you said that a trigraph is three letters that make one sound, you are correct. The A-R-E trigraph is making that air sound. And I did put the word air underneath only so you can see that we are not pronouncing it as R, because the A-R-E is usually used to spell the word R. However, in this word, it's actually pronounced air. Okay, so C-A-R-E, as in care. You then have at the end of the word the suffix less. Okay, and that's spelt using the letters L-E-S-S. Now, the suffix less is added to the end of a base word because suffix means at the end of a word, and it actually changes the base word, so the word at the beginning, to a negative connotation. So if we actually got rid of the word or the suffix less and we just had the word care, care is a positive thing. So if someone says that you are caring or and you use the word care, so to care for something, that is a positive connotation. However, when we add the suffix less to the end of it, it actually becomes a negative. So we now have the word careless, and as we know, based on the definition read before, careless is not a very good thing. So the letters we have are C, A-R-E, L-E-S-S, and that gives us careless. All right, what part of this word do you think you need to remember? Now remember what I said at the beginning of this lesson. This can be very specific to you. Perhaps you are someone who, whenever you spell this word careless, you have to remind yourself that the k sound at the beginning of the word is actually spelled with the letter C. You might be someone that needs to remember that the suffix less is spelled L-E-S-S. Or perhaps you may be okay with the C and you might be okay with the less, but it's that middle section, the air sound, which is spelled with the trigraph A-R-E. Okay, have a turn at spelling the word without looking at it. Remember, the word is careless. You may like to do this on a piece of paper, in your workbook, on a mini whiteboard, or just using your finger in the air to trace the outline of the word. Now remember, if you don't have a family member or a friend nearby who can double check what you have written, it is okay. You can just write it on your book or however you are doing it, and then at the end of our little video, you can double check that you've spelt it correctly. All right, let's move on to the next word we're going to be looking at today. And this is part of our orange word list. And the word is clueless. Can you please say the word clueless? So clueless means having no knowledge, understanding, or ability. So for example, this is the sentence, the boy thought his mum was clueless about fashion. So in this instance, we can see that the word clueless means when someone might just not know something about a particular topic. So Miss Sophie Smith, for instance, is clueless about car mechanics. I don't have much knowledge or understanding about car mechanics. All right, let's look at the sounds and letters that we can hear and see in the word clueless. At the beginning of the word clueless, we can see the blend cool using the letters CL. CL is not, in this word, CL is not a digraph. A digraph is when two letters make one sound. We can hear both sounds. We can hear the cool and the ul. Therefore, it is a blend because we say them quite close to each other, but we can definitely still hear each sound. So CL, making the cool sound, or the cool blend. Then we move into the middle of the word and we have the oo sound. However, can you see what two letters are actually making the oo sound? Yes, it is the digraph UE. So the UE digraph is making that oo sound. Perhaps that might be something you need to remember. And then at the end of the word, we have the suffix less. Now remember, we've added the suffix less to the base word clue. Now to have a clue about something means that you might have an understanding of something. It's a positive. However, when we add that suffix less to the end of it, it becomes a negative. It's meaning you don't have any idea about that subject or that topic. So the letters we have are CL, UE, LESS. CL, UE, LESS. Clueless. All right, what part of this word do you need to remember? Remember, this is very specific to you. You may need to remember that blend, the CL blend, the cool. You may need to remember the suffix less. L-E-S-S. Or perhaps you may need to remember the oo sound is spelt using the digraph UE. Okay, have a turn at spelling the word without looking at it. The word is clueless. Again, you can either do it in the air, on a piece of paper, in a workbook, on a whiteboard, on your computer even if that's how you're working. And if there is no one there to double check your spelling, you can always double check yourself at the end when the words are displayed. Clueless. Okay, the final word that we will be looking at today is part of the green word column, and it is the word thoughtless. Can you please say thoughtless? Thoughtless means not showing consideration for the needs of other people. And the example is, it was thoughtless to not phone and say you would be late. So it's meaning that you don't think about maybe other people and how your actions may affect them. Let's look at the sounds and letters we can hear in the word thoughtless. At the beginning, we have the sound th, which is made using the digraph TH. Now, as you can see, TH is a digraph and not a blend, because they are making one sound. Our mouth does not change when we say these two letters together. In the middle of the word, we have the sound or. Now, I have put the OR at the bottom so that you can see how we pronounce it. And we pronounce it as if we would or. However, it is spelt using the quadgraph O-U-G-H. So in this word, when we hear the or sound, we are spelling it with the letters O-U-G-H. We then have the letter T making the T sound and the suffix less, L-E-S-S. So the letters are T-H, O-U-G-H, T, L-E-S-S. T-H, O-U-G-H, T, L-E-S-S. Thoughtless. What part of this word do you need to remember? Perhaps it's the TH digraph, making the th sound. It may be the suffix less, L-E-S-S. Or it might be the or sound, which is made using the letters O-U-G-H. It's also very important to remember that in the word thoughtless, there's actually a T before the less. Remember, the suffix less has been added onto the base word thought. And to have a thought is a positive thing. It means that you are thinking. But to be thoughtless is a negative. It means that you haven't done any thinking. So, T-H-O-U-G-H-T-L-E-S-S. Thoughtless. Okay, have a turn at spelling the word without looking at it. All right, that brings us to the end of our week 2 online spelling lesson for year 3. As you can see, we have our red, orange, green, and personal words for this week. Now remember, you are encouraged to have a turn at practicing and memorizing all of these words. However, in class, you know that there are certain words in certain columns that you are specifically working on and working towards. It is okay if you are only on the red column. Remember, we are working through these words at our own pace and at our own level. However, if you do want to try and learn all of the words, of course you are encouraged to do so. In the red column, we have the word careless, helpless, cashless, joyless, and faithless. In the orange column, we have clueless, strapless, baseless, powerless, and childless. In the green column, we have doubtless, thoughtless, ambitionless, homeless, and colourless. In the personal words, now remember the personal words, you only have to choose 3 if you are up to them. These words are all derived from the NAPLAN vocab spelling list, and a lot of them also link in with our geography content that we will be learning later on in the term. These words are dependency, desperate, disadvantageously, discipline, and dramatically. Now, for Monday today, you only need to choose one activity to complete. Obviously, if you want to do all three, that is fantastic, but all you are asked to do is just do one. So, the newspaper words, you are to cut out letters from a magazine or a newspaper to form 5 to 10 of your spelling words. Now, I've given you a bit of an example there for the word careless. Now, obviously, I have done a bit of a mistake, I suppose, and I've put a capital letter, a capital A and a capital L in the middle of the word careless. You know that us teachers do not encourage you to put capital letters in the middle of a word because capital letters are only used at the beginning of a sentence or for a proper noun. However, for this activity, we understand that it may be challenging to find lowercase letters, especially because sometimes magazines and newspapers like to do the whole word in capital letters. So in this instance, it is okay if you have a capital letter in the middle of the word like I have there. Okay, the next activity is pyramid words. So you're writing 5 to 10 spelling words once in the shape of a pyramid by adding one letter to each line. And you can see I have started my pyramid words using the word joyless and cashless. Obviously, the words do have to join at some point, and the letters are going to be spaced across different lines. That is okay. It is just a fun way of you memorizing the letter combinations of how to spell the words. And the final activity that you may like to choose is ABC order. So you are writing your spelling words in alphabetical order. So you're starting with A and working your way down the alphabet. Now remember, if you have a few words that start with the same letter, you move to the next letter and then the next letter. And that will tell you which one comes first. Okay, Year 3, I hope you have enjoyed your spelling lesson for today. I hope you are all having a great time learning at home and that you're being really, you're working alongside your family members. Remember, it is a challenging time for them as well. Enjoy, do your best, and hopefully we will get to see you all in the classroom soon. Happy spelling. Bye.